Good evening, everybody. Welcome to First Time Flyers. This is your captain speaking. Welcome on board on Flight 6. My name is Viv, and I'm here with my co-pilot, Jim. Today we'll be departing for Lost.
Oh God, the plane's going down!
Lost.
I'm lost.
I'm lost.
We're crashed. We're on an island.
Yeah, we are online. I can't wait to do the
finally
intro. Hey, if we did the intro right, you'd be like, oh, well, that's clever. And if we didn't do it that well, it's just like, whatever.
I think it'd be funny regardless.
Yeah, no, that was kind of cool. Once again, I need to stop watching the episode the night before, because once I start getting into like the research stage of doing this, I realize like, holy fuck, there's so much to this.
I was good this week. I watched part 1 of the pilot on Monday, and I watched part 2 on Thursday.
I just did a double bill back to back. I did separate them in my notes, so I can like explain them. But this is like the first instance where neither of us have seen the show.
Yeah, so what do you know about Lost as a show?
Very little, other than obviously the basic premise that it takes place on an island after a plane crash.
Yes.
And some spooky shit goes down. I knew about the polar bear.
Did you?
I knew about the polar bear.
Interesting.
I remember years ago watching, there's a video by Billiam, and he does like a retrospective, but that is like, I remember snippets of that and not really much. I remember that a car going down a hill, that's about it.
I love Billiam. He's one of my favourite YouTubers, but I didn't watch that video because at the time I was kind of burnt out on long-form YouTube content that just kind of recounted series. I know, look at me now, selling out.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wait till it goes out of fashion and you'll be like, oh, thank fuck.
Thank fuck, yeah.
But yeah, I don't remember. I remember the finale airing and then people bitching.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Around...
It was 6 seasons.
2004, so it would have been 2010.
Yeah, around 2010.
I was on YouTube at the time, and like I remember like some commentators being like, "What the fuck was that ending?" I still have no idea what they were talking about.
No, I don't know how it ends. So all I knew about Lost was actually, funnily enough, the smoke monster thingy.
Oh, the
fog thingy. Yeah, that's the only thing I did know. I know that there's a love triangle. I think I know who between, and I think that would have pissed me off if I was watching it as it is, but we'll get to that in a bit.
So this is like a first for us. For neither of us have seen the show in full, or even like at all.
I'd never seen a single episode or like scene of Lost.
We knew it by reputation.
Yes.
It has a reputation of being one of the best pilots for a TV show in general.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like, okay, we have to do this. It will be kind of interesting coming in from this angle that we don't have any prior experience, because obviously with the previous episodes that we've done, we try not to, but we just end up...
It's natural, isn't it? Because it's so interesting going back to the first episode.
Yeah. So I'm almost going to be kind of hesitant at speaking about certain characters in certain ways, just because I'm just like, it's a pilot. It's certainly setting up. But with like this kind of show where it's not episodic, or it's like obviously like a long form show where there's going to be massive character arcs, you could see like... I feel so more lenient with like certain characters, just like, oh, they're a prick, I don't like them, because it's just kind of like, obviously this is the first episode, they're gonna change as it goes along.
Well, that's the thing, there's no characters I don't like as characters. There are characters I don't like because the show doesn't want you to like them. So in terms of the actual show, shall we get into some details, some
about the production?
Yes.
That's the thing though, after I watched the pilots and on the DVD extras, which there are a ton. I would like to shout out the DVD extras. They are fantastic.
That's sick.
They have really in-depth documentaries about how they're made on it, specifically for the pilot, but also for the rest of the season, including like audition tapes, which I didn't get a chance, audio commentaries on the pilots, cool. And I assume some of the other episodes I didn't get to really go into them. I did watch a couple of them, and I did look into the pre-production, and there's a lot.
There is a lot. So, Lost is written by Jeffrey Liebert, J.J. Abrams, you may know him, and Damon Lindelof. The pilots specifically were directed, both episodes, by J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
In America, they aired in a week apart. So part 1 was 22nd of September 2004, with part 2 being the 29th of September, which is my birthday.
Happy
2004.
birthday!
I would have been 5.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's weird. Actually, to think.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah, I would have been 5 years old. But
on that day, you would have been... You would have been 6.
Oh, 6. Yeah, you're right. My
It would
bad.
have been your birthday, and you're at 6
6th
years old,
birthday.
and you could have watched
I
the
could have lost.
second episode.
I've lost. But in the UK, where we are, unfortunately, well,
Yeah.
well, actually, I've committed to America now.
Yeah.
I'd love- in the UK, it aired a little bit later. I have got written down, where was it? Almost full year later, not until the 10th of August.
Oh, really?
2005. And it aired on Channel 4, both parts together.
Okay.
And it was massive, though, for the
Yeah,
UK. Like, it
so
was massive for Channel
we
4.
are talking about both of the episodes since they are a pilot. Even though it's like, are they? It's just like, but they're called pilot. It's a cheeky title as well, because obviously plane's also
Yeah.
the pilot.
Yeah.
The literal like
Well, if
navigator
we
of the
compare
plane.
it to, like, Doctor Who, for example, had an earthly child, is a 4-part story.
Yeah.
But the first episode was written to be the first episode.
Yeah.
This was written to be, like, a collective
Yeah,
pilot.
this one was like written and produced to be a like one big story of it. So
Yeah.
we're covering it like that.
Because even, like, the world premiere of the pilot was at San Diego Comic-Con, July 24th, 2004.
Yeah.
And that was, like, the pilot. Like, so a collective showing.
So they showed both of them together.
As far as I can tell, yes.
Okay. That's interesting. Do they usually do like television pilots for?
I think it was because maybe J.J. Abrams, maybe it was like, because San Diego Comic-Con as well, specifically.
Yeah.
I can't think, my mind's gone blank. I did write it down. I'll have a check of like what else they had all worked on before.
Well, J.J. Abrams?
J.J.
He
Abrams
worked on
and,
the show Alias.
Yes, he did,
and,
Alias.
From what I could tell from the documentaries, this is one of Damon Lindelof's first big projects. So, at least that's what... Maybe I'm incorrect. A lot of this was on Wikipedia, so please leave me alone. I just want to preface every episode that a lot of information is secondhand sources from Wikipedia.
It summarizes things. We do still check other
Yes,
sources.
yes. Also, but going from there, I did find like a bunch of interesting articles about the writing process of it. Specifically, there's a credited writer, even though he didn't write the script, he wrote like a version of it. Do you know about this one?
Yes, I do know about this. Oh, did I write his name down?
I got it down there.
There's
a very good article that is no longer on the internet, but is on the Internet Archive. It's was it Castaway?
Yeah, yeah. So it was
it's on the Chicago something.
Yeah. So it pulled from a lot. There was a lot going on behind the scenes in the production sense of it. The network president for what channel was it on?
ABC.
ABC.
Owned by Disney.
Lloyd, Welsh name. Network president Lloyd Braun wanted a series that was a cross between Lord of the Flies, Castaway, Gilligan's Island, and Survivor.
Yeah,
because
those were all.
I mean,
not Gilligan's Island. That's obviously like a throwback. But
Survivor was massive at the time.
And same with Castaway. That was a huge movie. That was 2000, I believe.
Yeah, and Lord of the Flies is obviously one of the most influential books of all time.
Yeah, absolute kino in English classrooms.
Honestly, yeah, we had, honestly, yeah, I do love Lord of the Flies.
That was a great book.
Yeah, it is great. It's like we did have Mice and Men as well, and like that's good, but I felt like that was a lot more. We were told how to interpret it.
Yeah.
Whereas Lord of the Flies felt like, oh no, this has got like some meaty stuff.
Yeah.
But
for
yes,
14-year-olds.
For 14-year-olds. Yeah. So Jeffrey Lieber was brought on to write a script, but Lloyd Braun ended up rejecting that script and a couple of further drafts.
Mm-hmm.
And then Braun contacted J.J. Abrams and was like, "Would you like to get in on this?" And J.J. Abrams said yes, under the condition that there can be something like supernatural, otherworldly going on.
Yeah.
He was very keen on doing something like that.
Yeah. And then Jeffrey Lieber later, because he was like working on the script for ages until it got, there was like a whole thing with the studio at the time. So he contacted like the Screenwriters Guild and he was able to get his like name on it. Even though according to Abrams, they did not base a lot of the stuff on the script.
Yes.
Obviously, like the initial pitch of plane crashing on an island, they did sort of stick with that. But then they obviously added the more supernatural elements of it.
Yeah, and it's hard because you can't copyright that idea.
But
there was
do you want to talk about the LOST?
Yes, that's where I wanted to go next, actually.
Yeah, I wrote, because like, we tried not to talk about the episodes, but you just couldn't help telling me this the other day.
Yeah.
Because it was really fucking funny.
So there was a version of it. So there was a guy called Anthony Spinner who sued ABC's because he was saying that he submitted a script called Lost, but it was an acronym, LOST. In 1977, the case was immediately dismissed on accounts that, and I quote from Wikipedia, but it's quoting it because I think it's funny, none of the people involved with Lost had read Spinner's work.
1977. Imagine remembering that.
How old was J.J. Abrams in 1977?
I think he was born in the 60s, so he would have been like 10 or something.
I'm curious.
But just imagine they kept the script from the 70s and they were just like, oh, now's the time.
And like, no disrespect to the guy, and no disrespect to any of the people working on it. Lost isn't the most imaginative name. Like,
no, it's a good name.
It's a good name for the show.
Yeah.
But like,
big bold font.
Yeah. How many people have come up with things and called them Lost before?
Yeah.
Also, J.J. Abrams, to confirm, was a whole 11 years old.
Hell yeah.
When that script was submitted.
One day. I'm going to rip off the script no one's right. Devastating. But
Yes.
obviously it's the same for like any sort of large work where everyone's just like, oh, it was originally my idea. I'm not talking about the Jeffrey Lieber one.
Yeah.
Because like with that specific case where he was like supposed to like write it but then was never credited until afterwards, I think that's completely justifiable.
Yeah, because he was brought on to write it. Just because they didn't like the direction he took it does not mean he didn't start the drafts.
Yeah. He started it going, and like, although you could say that the drafts changed enough where it's like its own thing, the base of it would be there.
Script of Lost, Ship of Theseus.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of thing.
Like.
But then so J.J. Abrams was brought on. He met up with Damon Lindelof.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with like? Obviously, you're quite familiar with J.J. Abrams' work and that. And do you know much about Damon Lindelof?
I did look into him a little bit. I do know that he worked on Watchmen. I think that is the only other show that he's worked on that I've seen.
It's probably the only thing I really kind of like about. Other than this episode, I do quite like this, but spoilers.
Yeah.
But his other stuff, I'm kind of on. Same with like J.J. Abrams. He's not really a director
No.
I quite like. Like obviously, like we're in a post Star Wars world now, where it's just kind of like okay, this sort of shock thing. But in like 2004, when this was like coming out, and he had his whole mystery box thing.
Yeah,
like you've seen that about it.
I know,
like,
I know
his
the term
writing-
mystery box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny. Like all roads lead back to Doctor Who. It's like, I remember hearing the term mystery box from Doctor Who, but that was actually like confirmed by Russell Davies, like based on American shows, which had mystery boxes and stuff like that. Which Lost is one of those. Where it's like a lot of big build up. Yeah, the main work I know from Lindelof and Abrams is like the Star Trek films.
Yeah,
and they're all right.
They're quite controversial
within.
I mean, fucking any Star Trek is controversial. So
my dad likes old Star Trek, so I saw all those films with him, and they're fine. I'll probably never watch them again, but they're inoffensive.
But you can see that he wanted to make Star Wars. Then he made Star Wars, and now no one likes Star Wars.
Yeah, that's not his fault. That's Kathleen Kennedy's fault.
Oh yeah, it's Kathleen Kennedy's fault.
Of course it is.
Yeah. But you can sort of see like his strengths is starting ideas, getting them rolling, and so this would honestly it makes complete sense. But looking into like the whole production process, it's kind of incredible because literally from when J.J. Abrams and David Lindelof met, it was 3 months until the pilot was completed.
Yes, it was.
That is insane, considering the scale of it all.
Yeah.
And just generally how it comes from what the documentaries and like what is written up, it was absolute hell.
Yeah, it sounded like it from what I read.
From when it was rushed. I'm not sure why it was like rushed to such a degree. And obviously it's like one of the most expensive pilots ever made.
Yeah.
I don't know what's usurped it. Probably there's like a million Netflix shows.
Especially with
now.
Inflation and things. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna have a very quick look. We might cut this, but like I'm gonna have a very quick look. If I Google most expensive TV pilots, see if there's a list.
Because I know the budget for this one was about 14 million, I feel. 10 to 14.
Yes, it was around that.
Which was like the most of the time, and they apparently got the producer fired, but then he was rehired after the show was like a massive hit, so I guess that kind of worked out in the end.
What the fuck are all of these shows? Okay, so I've got a list
How many of them are Netflix?
From Game Rant.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, this was posted on 2020 though.
Oh, that's fine for now.
Yeah. Fucking HBO's Rome.
Oh, I know about Rome.
Yeah, you know Rome. Oh.
How much was that?
9 million.
Oh, that was that.
Fringe 10 million. Game of Thrones 10 million.
Yeah.
The Crown 13 million. That was Netflix, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Netflix. Lost 14 million.
For the pilot specifically?
13 million in the pilot, yes.
Yeah, because I know like later episodes of Game of Thrones were like pushing full movie budgets.
The Get Down? Oh, it's a Netflix, another one.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know the Get Down.
16 million. Broadwalk Empire. So HBO again, 18 million. Terra Nova.
We got so many
20 million.
We got so many TV shows to cover.
Spielberg.
I've never
heard of this.
Maybe we should do like a week of just like the most expensive.
Maybe, yeah. Westworld,
yeah.
Vinyl. HBO
I know
again.
Vinyl.
You know Vinyl?
Yeah, it's like it's about record companies.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, Lost is kind of infamous for like how expensive it is.
Yes.
With like on location shoots, big action, like opening with like a massive action scene, and then sort of like
that big set effect,
that massive like airplane set, which is almost a character in its own right.
Yes,
and there's a really, really good documentary in the DVD about just them getting the airplane, deconstructing it, transporting it, just like
that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, the logistics of like doing something like this, I didn't realize was just like so fucking difficult, because
it's practical as well.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
It's real. It
is like a real one. They had to go to like an airplane graveyard to like pick out one. I have the model of the plane. I don't know if anyone cares.
Sounds like somewhere I would go to like have nightmares at the plane graveyard. So a bit of context for this: I'm afraid of flying.
So this is like perfect.
This is great. One of my notes, not to get into the episode as a whole yet, but one of my
it was
notes,
a Lockheed L1011. If anyone cares,
something Boeing. Am I right?
It was actually Delta Airlines.
I think no.
Oh wait, is Boeing like the make, or is that like
Boeing is like
a thing,
a conglomerate? I don't know. They're the bad ones that everyone's saying. Their presidents keep getting assassinated or whatever. For some reason.
It's because the plane went down and Lost.
It is Lost started this.
Yeah, so
I remember seeing one of my things came with my fear of flying was I have a vivid memory of watching something on TV as a child of like a plane crashing and an airplane hostess getting thrown up to the roof.
Do you think it was this?
I don't, because I remember it so specifically. But as the crash started, I was like, fuck, is this going to be it?
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It wasn't this.
How was it watching it? Did this like sort of trigger sort of this ending?
I think because it's a show, and weirdly, because we only see flashes of the crash, it was fine. It's like, I don't know, because like for example, Final Destination, that crash gets me really
that is like
going.
that is really bloody. J.J. Abrams expressed in one of the documentaries that he didn't want like specifically like the stuff on the beach, like he didn't want it to be like bloody. He didn't want it because like as realistic as it would have been, because he didn't want to gross anyone out. And like obviously with like Final Destination, they don't give a fuck. They just like throwing blood and shit.
God, yeah.
They're going for maximum gruesome. With this is like it gets quite shocking. Like obviously when the back of the plane like goes off.
Yeah, that like shocked me. I think it was more just maybe the
which
fact
is in part
that,
2, not the pilot.
Lost starts, and we know not maybe most, but like a lot of the people survived the crash.
Yeah.
Final Destination, we know everyone on that plane was dead.
That's true.
So I think that's what gets me, because it's like, yes, I'm afraid of flying, but I think it loops back to like more of a fear of falling and death, not specifically planes. I don't like planes. Like, same problem with like most plane media is, oh, it's so quiet on that plane. There's not the constant noise.
Yeah, it's not
that really gets to me.
As we had to reconstruct those soundscapes for our introduction.
yeah,
it was really funny because when we were doing it, you were just kind of like, oh, I hate this.
Yeah, too. I hate the sound of planes. I've tried ear defenders. I've tried sound blocks. Anything I can do.
Yeah.
I've worn any like earbuds under big headphones. It's the feeling, the vibrations. I hate it.
You need to get these, man. These are great for that.
Honestly, I probably
get these
should.
soundproof Bose.
I can't sleep on planes. When we flew back and to and from Japan, I was like well aware of everything at all times.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't relax on planes.
Yeah, for someone who's scared of flying, you've done a fuckload of it.
I know. I think you'd say that make it better, but I think it's worse because I think it increases my chances.
No,
of
I
dying on
agree
a
as well.
plane.
There was like a period of like 10 years where I just didn't fly.
Yeah.
We didn't like go on like abroad holidays or anything. And then just suddenly, me and my family were just like, oh, we need to go like Europe and like see a bunch. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck yeah. And like the first time I was fine. I was more and more, I go on them. The more varied experience I get, I'm just like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
this is scary. Especially when we went to Japan, specifically
Oh,
landing.
yeah.
That was some of the worst turbulence I've ever.
I remember you saying like you thought I did well with that because truly it was only because I
I
knew
was
we were coming into
freaking the
land.
fuck out.
It was so shaky. And my rule is, and this has honestly kind of made things worse, is watch the air hostesses or hosts and just, if they carry on with their jobs, everything's fine. In Japan, they sat down, they put their belts on. I was like, oh fuck. Except the thing that kept me calm with that is one of them, I don't know if you remember, fell asleep.
Did
I was
they?
like, if she can sleep in this, we're fine.
You could have absolutely slept in this if you put your mind to it.
But I thought Japan had cured my fear of flying because it was
Yeah.
like
That was
16
the
hours.
longest, yeah.
And then this New Year's, I flew to Italy with my family for my mother's birthday, and the flight back genuinely was the worst turbulence I've ever been in, to the point where like I had to close my eyes. My entire family was scared. I thought genuinely it was like worse than Japan. It was like the plane had been slapped.
Really?
Like it was fucking horrible. So now, yeah, I just don't want to go on a plane again
Yeah.
for a while.
I was saying this, and a friend of ours is coming back from.
For like right now, she's
Yeah.
on the plane right now.
She's on
That's
the plane
the worst
right now.
part. I've had it said from our friend group, because I went on holiday with one of our friends when we were teenagers, and she made a Final Destination joke and made me cry because she didn't realize I was afraid of flying while we were on the plane.
You bring this up to her every
Yeah,
time.
I do. And like I and our other friend who's flying today, and both of them have said like their flight anxiety was not that bad, but being around me and hearing me talk about it has made it worse.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm sorry, I'm infecting everyone with
Yeah,
my
you
fear
are.
of planes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, lost plane crash.
I mean, it is like a big part of it.
It is.
Also, the show is like almost a this is a post 9/11 movie if there ever was one. I'm
Yeah.
not just talking about the planes, I'm talking about the multiculturalism and the
Yes. Yeah, I think that was so interesting when we get into the characters, the whole
once we
racism.
talk about the
The only other like pre-production notes I've got, I mean, obviously we always sprinkle some throughout.
yeah.
But out of the pilots we have watched so far, this by far had the most viewers.
Yeah.
18.6 million viewers on the US for part 1,
Yeah.
17 for part 2. And in the UK on Channel 4, it was the second most watched thing on Channel 4 at the time, only after Big Brother,
Yeah, which
show
is huge here.
massive here. So yeah, by far one of the most watched pilots of all time. I mean, yes.
I mean, he got that
we're,
producer hired once again, so
Yes, yeah, exactly. So this was massive. Another thing I think is just really interesting. Obviously, we're only talking about the first 2 episodes.
yeah.
They made Lost to me. A lot of this TV around this era gives off the vibe of they started it, had a massive hit, and kept it going for too long.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rest of Lost is like, but I always pictured it was like the rest of a lot of other shows at the time, where it kind of petered out and probably could have finished early.
From what I've understood, a lot of people really love the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And then I think there's 6.
Yes, there's 6.
And then afterwards it but I've seen like a lot of people defend these things, so
Yeah.
maybe it's just a case of just like it kind of ended kind of strangely.
Yes.
With like these sort of mystery box shows, it's just like the fun of it is like the mystery. So once you start giving answers, and I can
Yeah.
imagine like later on when it's just like, oh, we have to put a statement on it, and maybe they don't, and that pisses a lot of
Yeah.
people off. I find whenever a show kind of ends ambiguously, I quite like that.
That's what I was going to get into that more later, but yeah, what I think's so interesting about like that whole idea and like, the planning of the mystery. This is again going off what like Abrams, Lindelof, and all that have said.
Yeah.
But they said they made a show bible of like all their ideas, all their concepts,
Yeah.
all the mythology, and it spanned about 5 to 6 seasons. So if that is true,
Yeah.
that meant they had always planned for the show to go on that long.
Yeah.
And I think that's really interesting, not knowing where it goes.
That's strange because I'm getting a lot of contradictory information.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe they did make a Bible. I assume like after the pilot was like aired and it did
Yeah.
like really well. Maybe they did then.
Yeah.
But At least from like the offset. There's like an interview where they
Yes.
speak to Stephen King.
Oh, sick.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Hold on, I'll see if I can like find the specific.
Maybe it's the case then that they did that afterwards.
Yeah.
During season 1, like once they got some ideas going.
Yeah. They worked on a Bible of the series. Ideas have fallen by the wayside or haven't happened. Some ideas actually have, but for the most part, it was a leap of faith. It was beginning something that had a lot of big ideas and believing in an ending.
Yeah.
And then King was like, "Oh, that's the way I work. I just start writing a story. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me."
Okay. What I found interesting is I don't know if this is the entire thing. However, I googled Lost Show Bible, and May 5th, 2004. It's just online.
Oh shit.
So it seems, I don't want to go into it too much because I actually don't want to have like spoilers because I don't want it to cloud my thing. But it looks like they kind of ask themselves questions like, is it a genre show? Is it contained or serialized?
So it
What's
isn't
the
like
shape of the first season? What is? Oh, I don't want to read the thing, but what is the island exactly?
Yeah.
What about that monster? Like, okay, so
it's
it
playing
seems
into
to
this.
be.
It's playing into the strengths of just like
Yeah.
asking questions about the
Yes.
place, which is like a really interesting like creative exercise. What are you laughing at?
My favorite. Look at these pictures. My favorite characters: Charlie, Sawyer, and Boone.
Yeah, we're looking at a very deep fried
This is
photocopy of it.
photocopied from 2004, and all the cast pictures are just black. None of them are visible
But
people.
quickly, before speaking
Yes.
about the episode, I want to talk about the casting process because it is
Yes,
quite
I'd
interesting.
love to talk about the casting.
A massive cast.
Yes,
like
really good.
we don't even get to see like I assume like obviously like certain characters get expanded upon and like more are brought in on that, but it's an ensemble if there ever was.
Oh yeah, oh my god, there's so many characters. And like even if you cut out a lot of the like side characters who probably don't get as much, there is genuinely like 10 main characters, if not more.
And the casting processes of this is quite interesting because when they were doing it, they literally didn't have a finished script when they were doing it, so they're literally going off that. They weren't able to. They were holding it quite close to their chest because even when they were filming the pilot, they weren't exactly sure what happens to the characters afterwards or something. So from what I understand, like a certain character was paraplegic, and then he wasn't when he's on the island, but he didn't know that.
Oh, I know about this.
Do you know about that?
Yes, I did know about this. I guess I knew 2 Lost spoilers. I thought I only knew 1.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a character. I don't know who it is. I have a guess. But yes, there was a
I
character
knew.
who was paraplegic.
Do you want to throw out a guess?
Was it John Locke, the old man?
Yes.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The man with the oranges in his mouth.
Yes. Yeah, so I forgot about that until you said, but yes, I remember that. Because
Yeah, so even they didn't know
Yes.
when they were like doing those scenes. It's just like, so it's just like, wow, they were really flying by the seat of their pants at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's like it's quite surprising how, like whether I'm not sure whether you love this episode or not, but like in general it seems to be quite well regarded.
Yeah.
So, with like these sort of methods and specific and like the short time scale they had to make it. Just some more quick things. They got
Yes.
flash flooded.
Really?
They were in the middle of Hawaii. There was 12 days of rain,
Oh.
and like a lot of the equipment got fucked over.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a Apocalypse Now, where they literally went in the jungle and then they just got a thing. But obviously it didn't go that badly. They weren't there anywhere near as long. But from all accounts, like the cast had a really good time. They originally wanted Michael Keaton to play Jack,
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Batman.
Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
among other things.
I think the thing is, I'm thinking of modern day Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
Not
2000
like young
not
Michael
2004. I mean, he wasn't young then. He was still in his like 50s, I reckon.
Yeah.
But they changed that because do you notice that Jack was like supposed to die in the pilot?
Really? Was
Yeah.
he? That would have been really interesting because I did notice he was in part 2 a lot less.
Yeah, he was the pilot, the literal
Yes.
like the one in the plane, how he died, that was supposed to be Jack.
That's interesting.
So I think the way it was is that Michael Keaton only agreed if he was like
A longer character.
no he only wanted to like a short.
Oh, he
like,
wanted to die.
yeah. And like for a while that was just like how it was gonna be, but then like one of the big head ups, specifically like the head of like Touchstone Pictures, like the Steven Spielberg company, was just like, no, you got to keep him. You put too much audience trust in this character. He's the protagonist. You need to keep him around.
That's the thing with shows like that. With shows like that with a lot of character-based shows. It's great if you can kill a character and show like no one's safe, like this is an intense situation.
Yeah.
But if you do it with a character that is like really well liked, even straight away, it can instantly be like, right, I'm not going to watch the rest of this then.
Yeah, so that got changed quite last minute, like literally a couple of weeks before shooting. Like they were really like they were really cutting it short there. And it was funny watching like the behind the scenes and like Damon Lindelof is literally on set with his laptop. It's quite common.
Yeah.
For them to like obviously be doing rewrites, but yeah, he was like literally like doing that the entire time.
That's so interesting, especially like knowing the whole show Bible thing. I guess well, it says May 2004 on that copy I just saw.
Yeah.
So maybe they had the general idea of some things, but hadn't got the details.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted to read it.
But that's the thing. I wish I gave more time in it. There's like so much research to be done about this. I will do a better job next time.
Well, it's more just this always so much, isn't it? Like,
yeah, you go down one rabbit hole, you go down another.
Yeah, and there's so many different accounts, and especially in the sense of, you know, if we got like the physical releases, watched it with commentary.
Yeah.
I find sometimes as well, commentary tracks can be very. I love commentary tracks. I think they're like such a good bonus feature.
Absolutely.
But like, they can also just like spoil things sometimes about the show.
Yeah.
I started watching Buffy recently, and I watched the first episode of commentary, and it fully just spoiled a major character's death. Just
shit.
outright, yeah. So, and like, that wasn't in that episode.
I guess it is. Commentaries are usually for things for like
for people who've watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is why it's like I would love to delve in more. I'd love to read this entire show Bible. Know it's online.
Yeah.
But I have only seen the pilot. So you know.
Okay. So do you want to get into the actual episode itself?
Yeah. Let's get into.
So before we do, did you like it?
I was mixed on part 1.
Yeah.
And then part 2 got me.
Yeah.
I really liked part 2.
Yeah, I feel a similar way. It was just like, obviously you have that really big, iconic
I loved,
opening action sequence, and like it does literally just grab you
That
and throw
was
you right in.
fantastic, yes.
And I was just kind of worried, like, is it just gonna like get kind of bored? But like even like as it slowed down and it was like showing some of the characters, so it's like, oh, this is doing it quite well.
My beef with part 1 is very specific.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, what is it?
I think that I do like that they establish that there is some like mystical force present. I understand that they wanted that to be established outright because, you know, if a show is like, oh, they crashed on an island, but it's all normal, it's just an island. If you then started introducing magical elements, it would have probably turned people off.
They did say in the production that's just like, oh, we want to introduce these things to sort of make it aware that this is this kind of show. It isn't just Castaway.
So I like the whole thing of like the shot of like something big is moving through the trees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that was like, ooh, I like that. I really didn't like the ending with the invisible monster yanking the pilot out of the plane then them finding the pilot in the trees, because for me it was too much at first. It raised the stakes too much, where it's like not just the stakes, the mystery, where it's like, okay, there's like this being, you know, like part 2
I literally wrote in my notes like, invisible creature isn't scary.
Part 2, you know what got me in part 2, because I was like, after part 1 I was like, I probably, if I'm being honest, part 1 after that cliffhanger, I probably wouldn't have rushed to watch part 2. However, part 2, the polar bear, I think that's a great mystery thing to tee up.
Absolutely.
Like, there's
and
a polar
you didn't
bear
know
on
about
this.
it?
No, like the idea of the second I saw it moving, I was like, oh shit, like cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's a polar bear on this this, you know, tropical island. That's such an interesting mystery, and it's something that's like, it's obviously not necessarily magical, but something weird is going on.
Yeah, it's
without
a very good image of just
Yeah.
having this like creature that's like so out of its elements.
Exactly.
And it just creates like it gets you thinking. It's like a really good way to end it.
Yeah, so I think I have
Even though it's not the thing that ends that episode.
No,
is
it's
it?
not.
So it's just like, damn, they're real cooking with that.
I think retroactively, because speaking about the ending, like not to jump straight to the ending, but seeing as we're talking about the mystery, the ending with, you know, the there's been a distress signal being launched from the islands for 16 years.
Yeah.
Again, it's something where it's like not magical, but something's going on.
Yeah.
Something strange has happened.
Yeah, it's like a good mix of just
Yeah.
like, oh, weird shit's happened, but there's also some grounded
Yeah.
character weird shit. It's especially with like the character of Kate, who just gets revealed as like the actual prisoner, which was like,
Yes. Oh, I loved
that got me.
reveal.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
great. That actually got me. I thought it was just like,
Yeah, 'cause my notes
it's
say-
just the dickhead. It's just gonna be
My note says, in order, Sawyer shoots a polar bear. Sawyer is a criminal. Evangelical Lily.
Evangelion Lily,
Evangelion
as I read it.
Evangelical Lily is so hot. Ew, ew, ew. I fucking hate Sawyer. It's done it again. Evangelicist is the criminal. Plot twist gagged.
Yeah, no, genuinely.
Yeah, that got me. I was like, oh, okay. Because thing is, I'm not being
I
funny.
love being felt like,
Yeah.
oh damn,
Yeah.
I have expectations and I got played.
Yeah, it's like, oh, boo, I'm the fool. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, the dickhead's a criminal. And I think that's so... Because obviously you're not meant to like Sawyer. I don't like Sawyer initially.
Yeah,
But the fact
from what I
that-
can understand, he obviously, of course, when you set up a guy to be a dick with a long-running series, he's going to get a tragic backstory, and then he's going to grow his characters, he's going to do heroic shit.
Yeah, but Sawyer takes the fall. He's like, yeah, I'm the criminal, whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know whether it'll be revealed that, like, he knows that it's Kate, or whether he's just like, they're going to assume it's me anyway, I might as well just take it on the head.
Yeah.
But I think that's interesting about his character, and that made me kind of like him a bit more.
Yeah. What the show does as well is just recontextualizing stuff later on.
Yes,
Specifically
yeah.
with the flashbacks, which are, like, a very important part of
Yes,
it.
that's one thing I kind of knew about that, like, Lost was big on flashbacks.
Yeah, it makes sense, because you're not going to take... I guess they don't want to just do everything on the island,
Yeah.
which is fine. And apparently the flashbacks were inspired by Pulp Fiction. It's like a staple of it. And what they do really good is obviously recontextualize information
Yeah.
that we kind of initially know. Because obviously it like opens with him in the jungle, comes out,
Yes.
you see the vodka bottle and whatever.
Yeah, and I don't know about
And
you.
even like
but
him saving the older lady, the one he resuscitates.
Yeah.
It's just kind of just like, oh, he's just doing a good thing. But then it's just like, oh, he's
Yeah,
sat
it's
right
like-
next to her.
Yeah, that's nice. And like, even it can like, can kind of throw you off because obviously we learn like Jack's a good guy, but when I saw the vodka bottle, I was like, oh, interesting. Is he maybe an alcoholic? Is that going
Yeah.
to be maybe the thing? But no, it was genuinely just he was nice to the waitress and she gave him
Or
things.
maybe we'll learn more.
And maybe we'll learn more. But then we
Maybe
also
he is
learn
an
he's
alcoholic.
maybe. But then we also learn he's a doctor and he
Yeah.
uses it and like it comes up.
Yeah, because when it starts off, it's just like, damn, this guy knows his shit. Oh, he's a doctor.
Yeah. I also feel the same with Charlie when it's like Charlie's in the toilet and you think, oh, what's he doing? Was he something to do
Oh,
with the
I
crash?
knew he was. I knew he was a heroin addict straight away.
Ah, did you?
Yeah, I think I saw like a 5-second clip of one of the documentaries, just like, so Charlie takes heroin. So it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when he came out, I thought that was kind of funny. When he just came out and he's obviously strung out to shit.
The hardest part of watching stuff on planes
Yeah.
is if I was on this plane and I saw a man being chased down by 3 flight
What
attendants.
the fuck was it? I understand. Okay, he is drugged out of his mind. Where's he gonna run? He's
Just be like, just say to the flight attendant, I just don't feel very well.
Oh.
Like, why are you like, I'm fine, go, like, he doesn't say go away, but he's like, please, leave
Yeah.
me alone.
I
And then
also
runs away.
I also like because his character's revealed to be he's like he's a musician.
Yes.
Who was obviously big in like the 80s or 90s or whatever.
Yes.
But he no longer is.
His band
He's still
is called Drive Shaft.
yeah. Great name.
Yeah.
Played by Mariano Pippin.
Yes, he is played by
He's great. I really like him in this.
Yes.
But I like how he's not like in first class or anything. He's obviously in like
Yeah, he runs to first class and hides.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, like I don't know where I was going with that.
That's okay. But yeah, I like him. I like, it's interesting how information is revealed. We kind of like meet a lot of characters before we know anything about them. To the point where like my notes, I was trying to keep track of the characters. So my notes are like characters, fat guy, himbo lifeguard, pregnant lady, stitched lady who ends up being Kate.
Yeah.
Saeed, Shannon, in brackets, blonde girl.
Yeah.
Boone, brackets, Shannon's boyfriend. But they're not
Brother.
boyfriend, they're brothers.
Unless
So
they're
it's-
going to do a future incest plotline, which I'm all for.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? You'd like that, wouldn't you?
You'd like that, you sick fuck.
It's like the father and son, Korean family, Charlie from Drive Shaft. So it is a lot of characters to keep track of.
But what it does really well is that first of all, they all have their own individual scenes, and they
Yes.
all announce their name in a very clear scene. Because
Yes.
like I have problems with like remembering character names
yeah.
in general, and so whenever they do just have a scene where it's just like, "Hey, what's your name? Oh, it's this," and they repeat it constantly, I'm like, thank fuck.
And it makes sense
It
because
does.
these people don't know each other.
Yeah, it's like a perfect context for
Yeah.
you to learn more about these characters in an organic
Especially
way.
when like Jack's providing comfort to people.
Yeah.
And he's like, a doctor who's helping someone would say, "Hey, what's your name?"
A Doctor Who.
A doctor who it all roots back to Doctor Who.
It's because he's a doctor.
No, I'm saying about doctors then. I really like Jack.
Yeah.
I
was kind of
actually-
worried, like when it started, it's like, oh, we're gonna have like a kind of, I don't know, stoic white guy.
Yeah.
protagonist. But like, no, he I don't know, he's really charming. The actor who played him, Michael.
His name Matthew Fox.
Matthew
Michael
Fox.
Fox is Back to the Future, isn't he?
That's Michael J. Fox.
Oh, my bad.
I dropped the J.
Yeah, Matthew Fox. He hasn't been in much from what I can tell. Since Lost, and like I don't know about pre-Lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he works really well in this role. I think he's really charming. I like when he sends Boone, like Boone's trying to help,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, give him a like trichectomy with a pen."
I was gonna say like obviously with like the pen gag.
Yeah.
Like come back later. They do use like humor. Not a ton of it, but like
Yeah.
the bits of it are really really good.
Yeah, but it's humor, but also like Jack's not like, "Oh, this stupid guy." When he sends Boone to get pens,
Yeah.
he comes back with multiples. That shows Boone genuinely wants to be helpful.
Yeah.
He's stupid, but he cares. And Jack is Jack like
He's
he
not
doesn't
dismissive.
ridicule him.
Obviously, he like
says- yeah.
tells him off just to, like get him something to do.
Yeah, but then when he comes back with the pens, he's like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
I feel like I'm mixing up. Boone is the lifeguard, isn't he? They're the same people.
I don't know.
Or the lifeguard's a different dude. Either way, he's the lifeguard because he's like, "I'm a lifeguard."
See the one with the piercing eyes?
Beautiful eyes.
Jesus Christ, man! I was just like, whoa.
Let me read my exact note. Whereby is it? Where is it? I like that Jack doesn't bully the himbo when he brings him pens. He appreciates him. Himbo
Yeah.
lifeguard has beautiful eyes.
He does though, doesn't he?
He does.
Um,
But no, I like Jack. I like his mentality of let yourself be scared for 5 seconds. I genuinely think that's
and
like
it comes
a strong
back
thing.
later.
It does. I love
Writing
that.
101.
Writing 101, not foreshadowing. Payoff. Chekhov's gun.
Yeah. Chekhov's counter 5.
Chekhov's counter 5.
But that's really good because there was in a scene, and the things that annoy me is when things are like clearly set up in things to be paid off later. I can
Yeah.
understand it's necessary, but when it's so clear in like a bunch of things, like, oh, this character's only doing this because it's
To
gonna come
this.
back later
Yeah.
on.
Especially when like it feels weird to say like in a mystical show, like especially when it's unrealistic. Like unrealistic, there's a plane crash and there's a polar bear and there's a monster.
Yeah.
But like in the sense of I can handle unrealistic world building, but it's people where like
Yeah.
and Jack feels like a realistic person.
Yeah, like the conversation between when he was like getting stitched up by Kate.
Yes.
I thought that was great. It was
Yeah.
like he was like you learn about him, you learn a bit about his backstory, and got that nice gag of like, oh, what color do you want? And it's just like, oh, that's
Yeah,
cute.
yeah.
Like they have genuine chemistry and not the kind of whenever like
A straight couple is
yeah,
on screen.
well they're not like a couple, but when they're
Yeah.
like some like an attractive man and attractive woman on screen and they start having like
Yeah.
the most minimal chemistry, I'm just like, oh fuck's sake, here we go.
Yeah, well, they are charming. I find Evangeline Lilly very charming.
Yeah,
like, you know.
absolutely. Yeah, they had I should have said this when we were talking about the casting. She had a lot of trouble being a part of this because this is
Oh,
one of
really?
her first big roles. I think she's
Yeah.
Canadian and she needed a work visa.
Yeah.
And usually when they do that for acting, people have like an extensive like portfolio.
Repertoire, yeah.
So she was having real trouble, but they really like held out for her.
That's
to come
really
around.
good. That's really good.
Cause she clearly had she had the chops for it. She was really good in these episodes.
She was. I thought she was really good. Do you know, I think the acting and the casting per character is really good as a whole. Like we talked about Charlie, we talked about Jack and Kate.
Yeah.
I mentioned Boone, but also I love Shannon.
Yeah.
His sister.
I love Shannon. I love her
I
sunbathing in front of
defend her,
the.
and
Yeah.
like everyone's like, "Yo, why aren't you fucking doing anything? What's she meant to do?"
What is she meant to do? She's looking pretty. That's what she.
Yeah.
We always defend these kind of characters, don't we? Whenever someone is supposed to be like, specifically a woman is supposed to be purposely shallow, I
Yeah.
just think she's iconic. I love her.
The thing it says, I have a note that just says, "I'm on Shannon's side."
Absolutely.
I think it's just during the argument because it's like, don't get me wrong, it's good that Boone is like helping and things like that, but like, you know, Shannon does help. She does with the French later on.
Yeah.
But like, she's clearly not the most intelligent girl.
Yeah.
Truly, what is she meant to do? Like, bless
I
her.
love the bit where she's just like, "You went to France? Yeah, drinking."
Yeah, not studying.
Fantastic.
But I love that. I felt like it's so iconic with Shannon being like, "Oh, I don't even speak French. I was drinking," to being like, "It killed them all.
I killed them all. She knew.
I know exactly what she's saying."
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous,
Yeah.
but I did like her.
No, I love
I
that.
love her. I love her.
I love
characterization
Shannon,
in
yeah.
this.
So we got Shannon. We kind of touched on Sawyer. Yeah, I feel like he'll have a good character development. You're meant to hate him, so
Yeah.
you know I don't feel bad.
He seems to be like
him.
somewhat of a. Maybe I'm misreading this, but it seems like a lot of people really like his character. from
Yeah.
later on. So I suspect there will be like a very, very tragic backstory.
Yeah.
And did the show sort of like popularize the whole? You have this idea of this character, and then you do like the flashback episode.
I don't.
I can't think of
couldn't-
many
I
prior
couldn't
to this.
say because I don't. My knowledge isn't that extensive.
A la like
Orange
obviously,
is
like,
the New Black.
Yeah, like that one's the one that comes to mind now.
I think this would probably definitely popularize it from the 2000s onwards.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if there was anything before that did like stuff like that, but you know, if someone who knows of Lost sees something like Orange is the New Black or a series with lots of flashbacks, they could be like, "This is like Lost."
Yeah.
You know. No, I did like that. So I feel like the more we'd learn about his backstory is good.
Yeah.
Obviously he's got the thing like the beef with Saeed.
Yeah.
I think Saeed's a really interesting character.
Yeah. Again, talking about it's a post 9/11 movie.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is like a microcosm of the politics of now. Just like, oh, there's just like so many people, but they gotta put the differences aside.
Yeah.
Which you could sort of say kind of cynically, but it seems like they are taking it from a genuine, interesting angle at least.
Yeah,
where
and
it's not just a villainization, except maybe for I don't know where it's gonna go. The Daniel Day Kim.
I know. That's the other thing I know.
Is it?
Yes. I'll talk about it in a
First
sec.
of all, I screamed when I saw his name.
It's like, oh my god, it's Daniel
Oh my god,
Day-
it's Daniel Day Kim!
We love Daniel Day Kim.
I love The Good Doctor.
I love The Good Doctor. I love Divergent.
Yes! Oh god, a big fan of him, absolutely.
Every time we see him, we just get excited because
Yeah,
he's so
yeah.
good as an actor. And he's
Yeah,
in
yeah,
such
no, he's
random
great.
shit. He's in the Avatar remake.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so good. But yeah, we'll talk about that. But yeah, I think that's so interesting. Because we live in such an interesting time right now where stuff is very progressive to the point where there's a lot of bigotry. Obviously, bigotry's always been around, but like everything's called woke if it has anything other than straight
Yeah.
white men in it. And you know, a show now coming out where it's actively actively discussing racial bias, prejudice, assuming a man from the Middle East is terrorist on a plane. That's still a prejudice lots of people have now. And I could see someone like if watching Lost now and being like, "Oh wow, really? You got the Koreans, you got the black family, you got him. Wow, this show's sort of like thing." But you know, it's important to talk about.
Absolutely.
Like we keep saying, post 9/11, that's an important thing.
Yeah. It's just like it's like an easy like way to just sort of create conflict as well.
Yeah.
It's like on a lot of minds at the moment. However, they do write what's his name? Saeed, yeah. They do write him really well. I really like his character.
Yes, I really like him.
These.
Well, that's what I mean. It doesn't feel like any of the characters are there to fill in a gap.
Yeah.
They're not writing like, "Oh, it's a plane crash. We need to talk about this." It feels like they have a genuine idea of this character. However, people would have a response to that.
I wanted to ask, since we were talking about Fat Rep, how do you feel about
I love Hurley.
I love Hurley.
Yeah, I think he's so charming. I love a character who's just nice, and it's a bonus if he's fat.
Yeah.
I love that, you know, so far, I'm sure there will be like jokes and comments which would be realistic.
Yeah.
But no one treats him any different, like really.
Yeah, no, he's just
you
chill as
know,
fuck.
he's just a chill dude who
I know
wants
he's a
to
fan
help.
favorite as well.
Yeah, once I
He's on
saw
that fucking
him.
Weezer album cover. You wouldn't know this. He's on a Weezer
Is
mouth.
he?
Yeah,
That's
it's literally
cool.
just his face.
That's really funny.
Wait,
didn't know
can I show
that.
you it?
Yes, please do.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know that much about him, but when I saw him, I was like, oh, I think I've seen this character before.
Yeah. He's like pretty iconic from it.
Yeah.
It's literally called Hurley.
Is it really?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot the name of the album. So just his face.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, I like him. I think he's really charming.
Noted, not one of their worst albums. Anyway,
Hey.
back to Lost.
I think he's really kind, really charming. I really like Jorge Garcia as an actor. I think he plays the character really well. I did recognize a couple of the actors from different things.
Yeah.
And I recognized him from
Which one, sorry?
the guy who plays Hurley.
Oh, right. I think he said he was in Arrested Development before this.
Yes, he's also done some voice acting. He was in Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, was he?
Only one episode. Yeah, I'd seen him, his face about. The guy who played Saeed is in almost every episode of Sense8.
Oh,
Yeah.
that show I will never watch.
Yeah,
except
well,
for
I
this.
will for this, because I'll
We will
make you watch
fucking
it. But yeah, I love Hurley. He's a great fat rep. Because it's
Yeah.
not even like, don't get me wrong, I love a fat comic relief character.
Yeah.
But like, my favorite, I
Would
think...
you not say he's like kind of a comic relief?
I guess, but like,
Not to the
he's
point.
not actively funny.
Yeah,
if
he's
that
not
makes
like the
sense.
butt of a joke.
He's not like, I'm
Except
the funny
maybe for-
man.
Yeah, even when he is, it isn't because he's fat. It's
No.
mainly just because like he's
Like,
scared of blood or
yeah,
something.
I like that. Yeah, he's just a big softie. I like a big softie.
Yeah, he's like really nice to what's the pregnant lady's name?
It's Clay.
Claire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like really kind to her. And she's just like really chill the entire fucking time.
Yeah, I love her. Oh, I was so worried. I know her from Once Upon a Time.
Oh, is she in Once Upon a Time?
Yeah. I think she's so pretty. I love her Australian accent.
Yeah, they needed an actual Aussie because the plane was going from
From Australia or
yeah
to Australia?
from
Auckland? Maybe?
From Australia to Australia, or
I
maybe
don't
the other
know.
way around. Because I
Maybe.
know the one kid, the one who's like
Yes, the boy.
because he's like from Australia, isn't he?
Yeah, his parents are divorced and his mum died, and he was reading Jake Eric's The Flash
Yeah.
in Spanish.
In Spanish, Española.
I love the dad being like, you know how to read Spanish, so my guy, speak to your child.
Again, that's pretty good. He like
But
he
yeah,
forgets
that
his-
is, yeah.
It's like he's kind of a deadbeat dad. I'm sure
Yeah.
it'll come around where he does something heroic. I'm sure they all will.
I'm sure, yeah. So, yeah, that's the thing. We even got those, like, we got so many main characters. We even got side people on the plane, like the woman that.
Even looking back, it's just like it's just like, oh yeah, each character has like a really good moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a few. And even what's the old man's name?
John Locke.
John Locke.
Oh my god, yeah. His name
is John Locke?
His name is John Locke.
We will get to the Sherlock episode
We
one
will
day.
get to Sherlock. He was in. He looks like the guy from Walking Dead. I think he was in Walking Dead.
You're thinking of Norman Reedus,
That's true. I'm thinking about Andrew Lincoln.
Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah. Boom. He's in The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, one of the many spin-offs.
We will cover all the Walking Dead.
God.
Yes.
Walking Dead
We could
season.
do like a Walking Dead episode where it's just
all the
of them.
all the pilots.
Yeah,
of
we'll just
Walking
get
Dead.
them out the way.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know him from The Stepfather.
The Stepfather?
It's let me double check it's the right one. Yeah, it's the right one. It's a horror movie. Guy murders his entire family. I'm surprised. We need to watch it. One of the best opening sequences
is
of
it?
any horror movie I've ever seen. It's about a man who kills his entire family and then moves and like marries into another one.
Oh, cool.
And like, yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
really good. We've got to watch it.
But yeah, he has the really good scene with the kid, obviously.
Yeah.
Where he's like confident, and he basically spells out the entire thesis of the show. Of it being, it's about darkness and light, darkness versus lightness.
Yeah, each
But
side.
yeah,
two
this
sides.
guy's quite quirky. Obviously, he has stuff going on.
Yeah,
I love the scene where like I really like that the really the atmospheric scene where Kate is like taking the boots off.
Yes.
And then she just looks over and he has an orange in his mouth, and it is weirdly unsettling.
it is. Yeah,
It's quite funny.
think
It's like a good mix.
yeah.
But it's like kind of okay, this is kind of freaky.
I think that's so interesting because like in this situation you would. It's like, yeah, of course, realistically, the best thing to do is like, right, band together, who can do what, we've got to survive.
Yeah, they didn't know
But
that.
realistically, you would scatter.
Yeah, they
Some
scatter
people-
off and then
yeah.
they kind of go off in clumps to do
Yeah,
things.
like clicks. You've got the ones who go search for the pilot, for the black box.
Yeah.
You've got the ones who go
Try and do the
just do the
distress.
signal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy to say like, yes, let's organize, let's sort things out.
Yeah.
And like, I like that it's not immediately like literally Lord of the Flies. I'm sure there will be cliques and like
Yeah.
that don't get on and stuff like that. But you know, it's not just everyone's panicked or everyone's this. You know, like we said, we've got Shannon who's like, people are gonna rescue us. Like, a plane can't just go crash and
Yeah.
then not be investigated. Someone will come and find us.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, people would think that. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
No. It does write them really well where they're able to like bring out like certain characters could bring out different things than others.
yeah. And I like, you know, Shannon and Boone's relationship where they clearly like argue a lot, but when Shannon insists that she's going on the hike, Boone still goes with her.
Yeah.
I imagine that they probably like, we probably learn a lot of their backstory
Yeah.
together. I mean, I'm sure we learn everyone's backstory.
It was just really nice going from the really massive action sequence, and I know it's about the ensemble,
Yes.
but it's nice seeing it done really well, where it's just like every character gets a moment,
Yes.
and it does create genuine intrigue. I just I want to shout out the composer because I really like the music for it as well.
I liked the music. Like, it's something that did really add to the
Michael
atmosphere.
Giacchino. I love some of the ambient music in it. It's when it's like after the big. First of all, the sound design during the crash sequence
Yes.
was fantastic. I was
Genuine,
listening. I was watching it on my massive TV, and it looks fantastic as well. It's like beautifully shot. It was shot on film,
Yes.
and the sound design really played into it. The sound of like the turbine and stuff.
Yes. Oh,
And fun fact, when I was looking at it, they used actual parts of the plane for the soundtrack.
that's sick. I
They
didn't
took
know
down
that.
some of the metal and they were just clanging on it. So when you hear like metallic sounds, that's the
Yeah.
actual sound of the plane.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
really clever.
They did some really creative stuff with it, and it really builds the atmosphere.
We'll talk about that opening sequence because obviously we said about like how amazing it is, and it is to the point where like there's honestly not too much to say.
Yeah.
However, I do want to shout out like how good it is in introducing Jack's character in the sense of him immediately rushing to help as many people as he can,
Yeah.
but also like to an almost comedic a point
Yeah.
where he's like he like resuscitates the woman,
Yeah.
goes helps the pregnant lady.
Yeah.
runs back, and is like,
This
"Fuck
man
me,
is a fucking superhero.
He is. And like
Meanwhile,
granted,
he has a fucking huge gash on his
yeah,
back that he
I'm
doesn't
sure
learn
he
about.
was. I'm sure he was running on pure adrenaline.
Yeah.
But like, it's just instantly like engages you and like gives you a glimpse of like the characters to come.
It is such a good hook though of just
Yeah.
like it's because like I love the way they reveal the plane as well.
Yeah, oh, that's
I-
fantastic.
Where it's like it's not like a huge wide shot of it.
No.
You're just like it's quite a close up of his face, and then it just sort
Yeah.
of like you see glimpse of it in the background
Yeah.
as he's running to get
And
it.
you get the sound like as you get it as he like runs through the forest. That's then revealed with the scream and the turbine.
Yeah. How do we not talk about Turbine Guy?
I know.
That was
I
awesome.
was sick. One of my first notes, I think I deleted it because he then got sucked in. But I was like, is it bad? I really want to see someone get sucked into that turbine. And then we did. It's like, yeah. But no, I love that it picks up here. I think a really safe thing to do would have been we get a little intro sequence, like the first 5 minutes are on the plane, we meet the
Yeah.
characters, then the crash happens. I think it's so much more interesting to have it immediately post crash.
Yeah.
And like we're seeing all this chaos, and then I didn't even think we would see the plane crash at all in this episode.
Yeah.
But then like seeing like the flashes as well,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, like it's not that they're not going to show us, it's that they're choosing when to show us.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
No, the turbine's sick, the falling wing,
Yeah.
just the whole set piece is incredible.
And it's great. All practical as well. Like they
Yes,
dropped the wing. They had a crane on there that they just erased on it.
Yeah.
And it's just like I understand. It sounded like an absolute nightmare production wise of just going out there. But it looks so good.
It does. It looks really good.
Because like even now they wouldn't do that. Like it would just be easier, and like I understand it would be easier, it'd be probably cheaper just to like CGI it in, but like it's so physical, it looks
Yes,
fantastic.
it does. When you have them right there, it does feel like
even the cast was saying just like wow this. Like it gets the cast more involved in it. Like they're just like scatter around walking on top of it.
as someone who has been in front of a camera, I won't necessarily say loads of acting, but been in front of a camera. being on location is so much more like you're immediately just involved.
Yeah,
and
you
feel-
interact more with the environment.
Yeah. Whereas like I've never done work in front of a green screen.
Yeah.
But like I'm sure if you're working with just that, like of course you still can do it, but like, you know, it's harder to be actively engaged.
And you got to give them preps for doing this on the first episode as well.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Because you can imagine just like, oh, this would be like a season finale or something for another show.
Yeah.
Just like the big crash episode. But no, this is just like straight off the
Opening
bat.
scene. So we do learn what caused the crash initially. I think it's really interesting because I think it kind of sets it up almost to be a mystery. Yeah.
What was it?
The pilot tells us that we hit an air pocket, we dropped about 200 feet, and the tail broke off, and then the whole front of the plane.
Okay.
So we don't know
I
what
just kind
caused it.
Yeah.
But like,
that's okay. So yeah. Okay.
'Cause
I thought it was just going to be like, oh.
Yeah, because it makes me wonder, like, if they're establishing that up front, I wonder if it's gonna like, maybe, I mean, it's a mystical show. Maybe it'll be.
Oh yeah, I'm
else,
sure
you know?
some fucking Godzilla slapped the back of the tail and it went
Yeah,
crashing down.
Exactly. But I think I think it's interesting that they do reveal some things.
Yeah.
It's not all mystery, like, and I know three things I know about Lost now. I know that there's like an underground thing or something at some point.
Oh yeah, I know the underground bunker.
The bunker. And I know that that's like a long going thing of what's in the bunker. I think it would have been very easy for them to be like, oh, they don't immediately find the pilot. Like, that's a thing that they do for a couple episodes.
Yeah.
The fact that they find him straight away is like, I think, really interesting. It's like, they're not padding.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It definitely, at least for these two episodes, it feels like there's genuine momentum.
Yeah.
And then when you get the reveal of like Kate is like the prisoner that got away. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
And that the marshal is alive. It's the one with the shrapnel in
yeah,
it.
that was gagged as well.
Yeah.
Just like the man is, I don't know what crime she committed, and it will never
that's
be
part of
like
the mystery.
I know it will never be enough to make me like not like her.
Yeah.
But the fact that like he wakes up and immediately is like, where is she?
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
makes you intrigued.
yeah. But even then, did you notice when the plane is crashing, she puts his mask on first?
Yeah, I did.
I think that's so interesting.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Really intense scene as well.
Yeah, really
Obviously,
intense. The back gone.
the fucking back went.
The guy got sucked out. That would,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that would suck. Maybe that's like, I mean, you would die, but like maybe that's easier than.
Well, then surviving on the island. I don't know. I'd rather survive on the island.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'd rather
I'd
die.
get to meet all these people and be their
That's
friends. I get to
true.
be friends with Hurley and the pregnant
Honestly,
lady.
I'd be such friends with Hurley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
We gotta,
We'd be
hey,
buds.
you and me.
Big buds gotta stick together. I have fully made friends before with a guy say to me like, "Us big boys gotta stay together." No, I think that's really interesting about Kate. The mystery of that. There's a lot of mysteries because like.
And then obviously it ends on the big question by challenge. It's like, where are we?
Where are we?
Bit on the nose, but it's fun. I'm
I think
okay with
it's
it.
kind of campy.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Shannon being
Where
able to
are
say
we?
it. Not Shannon. It was Boone, wasn't it?
Charlie.
Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that like the delivery of it is fun.
Yeah. Where are we?
Where are we? I love the fucking number, like the ridiculous, like big number. I
Yeah.
like how quick he works it out.
Yeah, man's good.
Yeah. Even I was trying to do it like as it was happening.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's all really interesting. I think that's definitely a better hook than just invisible force.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like when it's chasing them as well.
Yeah.
I just don't find that intense. Like the polar bear, it's probably kind of to do with tangibility as well.
Yeah.
I don't mind a mystical thing, but like, and I don't mind not seeing it, but it's like the polar bear's there. It's tangible. When it's charging at them, it's like
Yeah.
it is a threat.
No, I agreed. When I was getting to like the third act of the first part, I was just kind of like, oh, this is kind of
Yeah.
corny. This ain't doing much for me.
Yeah.
And then they were able to like expand upon it more. I don't know. Maybe they would do more with it. I hope they don't focus on it too much.
I mean, I knew about like the smoke monster, whatever it is, but like I don't know anything past that, so
Yeah.
I don't know. The other thing I knew, the main thing before like I started remembering things from us talking, was the smoke monster
Yeah.
and what's up with Daniel Day-Kim, and I don't know the full story.
Okay.
All I know is, man can speak fluent English.
I knew about that as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's clearly like abusive in some sort of way.
Yeah.
But and he's clearly like pretending he cannot speak English for some reason.
Yeah.
I I don't know why, but I think that is also really interesting.
Okay. I was just kind of worried, just the whole man of different orientation that isn't white is abusive to wife. It felt like kind of a cliche at the time.
Interesting. I suppose I wouldn't have thought about that much with it, but
but I'm willing to hold out on it. I'm sure it's going to be more nuanced than that.
would you rather it have been a white man being abusive to his wife?
Yes, I would have actually.
Okay.
No, if it was a white guy, they would have killed him off. No, the wife would have killed him off in episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hope the wife does kill him.
But I forgive him because it's Daniel Day Kim. Daniel Day Kim.
You know what? I don't forgive him for his abuse.
No.
Even, just because it's Daniel Day Kim, he's still abusive.
Well, he's an actor, and this is a character, so, maybe...
Wow. Way to disregard his wife like that.
His fictional wife.
His fictional wife.
I mean, she's not fictional in the show, but you know what I mean.
Put some respect on her name.
Yeah.
Which is Sun Hwa Kwon is her name in the show. She's played by Yoon-jin Kim.
Yeah.
Who is in K-pop Demon Hunters. We haven't watched it yet.
She's apparently like a really famous actress in Korea.
Yeah, she's in loads of stuff. She's done voice acting as well.
Yeah. Which was funny because she told them to, when she was being auditioned, just like, not to toot my own horn, but I'm a pretty big actor in Korea. And they were just like, oh damn, we need this person. I think them two were the first person cast.
Really?
I think so.
That's interesting. But the thing is, maybe it looks like abuse.
But then
it's not.
But then it's more revealed.
Imagine being
if only we looked at the show Bible.
Imagine being like a person who can speak Korean watching the show.
Yeah.
And like there's kind of this big mystery, but you just kind of, I don't know what the dialogue is.
Yeah.
I would I guess I probably could look it up, but like that's kind of part of the fun.
Yeah.
It's not knowing what they're saying.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to actually know. And imagine watching the show and everyone else being like, what's up with the Korean couple? And you just kind of know because you can understand it.
I know, maybe it's like just as incoherent in Korean as well.
Yeah, maybe. But no, I think it's very interesting. I think it's a very interesting pilot of a show.
Absolutely. Would you say it's one of the best pilots you've ever seen?
I'm only split because it's 2 parts. I think if you had asked me and we'd only watched the first episode, would I have greenlit it? Yeah, of course I would. There's clearly stuff there. Would I choose to keep watching it? If you had asked me before I'd watched part 2, I probably would have been like, oh no, I think it's going to focus on aspects that I don't really care for, like the mystical stuff. After watching part 2, I'm kind of tempted to keep watching.
Yeah, honestly, genuinely, after part 2, it's just like, oh damn, this is...
Yeah.
That final hook of the Kate and the Marshall and just them being trapped on there for a while, it's really good.
It's like... Will I watch the whole show? It is 6 seasons. It is like 100+ episodes.
We're quite busy people.
Yeah, we've got other shows to watch.
We got many other pilots to watch.
We do. I've got so many Beast Quest books to read. But
this is a rare instance where it's a show we haven't seen beyond this. So it is
If it was a solid season, I'd definitely watch the rest. I may, however, just finally watch that Billiam video.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now that I... if I'm either going to decide to continue watching, just accept that I'm going to watch it slowly.
Yeah.
We live in a society where binging is the thing. That's why our podcast is so good.
Yeah.
Not to toot our own horn.
But we're big in Korea.
We just dip our toes in.
Yeah.
We don't have to commit to binging an entire show.
Yeah.
However, why do you have to binge? I'm watching Buffy. I mean, I've caught up to the podcast to listen to, which is only episode 11. Now I'm just going to watch it week by week. It's going to take me fucking years. But, who's to say we can't just watch an episode of Lost? Yeah, exactly.
This was like the initial thing. Binging culture is kind of ruining a lot of media
I remember
consumption.
when WandaVision came out on Disney+.
Yeah.
And it was the first Marvel show, and it was week by week. And everyone was like, what the fuck? I want to watch it right now. I loved it. The first 3 weeks of WandaVision...
Yeah, that was
peak
cooking.
Marvel, because that mystery was so engaging, and then and then
the rest,
and so on and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But having to wait week by week,
I
love
good.
That.
It's a double-edged sword of it builds engagement. People start speculating and that, but then obviously people start building
expectations
and theories and stuff, and then when it's not that, people are just like, oh, what the fuck?
Me with Doctor Who.
But honestly, I prefer that, just building intrigue.
One of my big things, so I know we've kind of gone off topic, but we're talking about series as a whole. a couple weeks ago, the final season of Squid Game came out.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm not really online anyway, but I did go on, like, Facebook to go on Marketplace for 2 seconds, and I immediately saw a spoiler, and it was the day after the series came out.
Yeah.
Literally day after, and it's like,
There's
okay.
there's like a new expectation now
Yeah.
that you have to like, oh, this thing you're interested in, you have
Yeah.
to watch it right now, otherwise you just have to completely disconnect, or even in your case.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I know this has been a conversation ever since social media. How long do you wait after something's aired to put spoilers on? And like, yeah, we live in a culture of, like, you know, memes and sharing things. It's nice to see this online engagement, but like, also, geez, like, it's just the expectation. I know it's like,
Yeah.
people have been saying it for ages, like, wait a week, wait this, and you know, I've seen loads of people complain about spoiler culture. But even then, it's literally just a matter of give people a chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's like, thankfully it was nothing major, but it's. I imagine if Lost, like, granted, it's obviously been such a cultural milestone. It's kind of a miracle that neither of us know the
the
answers. But imagine if Lost was like a Netflix series, and like you were a week behind, like it came out a week ago. I genuinely think there's a high chance, if you're like someone who's active online, it's like, oh, what, for example, just because it's the only mystery I can think of, what's in the bunker? And then like you go on Facebook for 2 seconds and it's, oh, that's in the bunker. You know?
Yeah, no,
But
absolutely.
maybe that's just me like
No,
fighting
absolutely.
ghosts.
You can, yeah, it's very easy to like sort of romanticize the past with like
Yeah.
these sort of things, but it is kind of true.
Yeah, and like I understand, like I did pretty much binge Squid Game season 3 because I wanted to like not get spoilers
Fucking
and things
hypocrite.
like that.
You're a
I
fucking
didn't
hypocrite.
I'd already been spoiled. I've been waiting. I was a big Squid Game fan. I watched it in the day it aired because I had COVID and I was in lockdown, and I was like actually really excited for it. Like I was like in like the previews, like, you know what I mean, like the build up for it. But even then, just like other shows, trying to think, like I watched a lot of the CW shows week to
Yeah.
week, and sometimes I find that I do fall off a bit. Like Daredevil's new series, I watched like the first 4 episodes week to week, and then I did stop and catch up when it had all finished. But you know, I'm still glad it like did go week by
Or
week.
even like Doctor Who, like we were speaking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
we
It was like a
love
really nice just event for all of us to like get together and watch it together.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good point of like back in the day, back when we were 6 years old.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, no, this is a thing with
but,
like,
like-
Twin Peaks as well, where people would
Yeah.
gather around and like watch it. It was like genuinely a thing. We'll get to Twin Peaks one day.
well, we will definitely get to Twin Peaks, but no, I mean like in the sense of like, if I work with a lot of older women who love
Some cougars.
who love their television,
Yeah.
and you'd go into a staff room, and I imagine 20 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, and so on, prior to like the big streaming boom,
Yeah.
it would be like, have you seen the newest episode of this show?
Yeah.
Now it's, have you seen the whole show?
Have you seen this like
Yeah.
20-hour series?
It's like,
no.
I'm busy reading Beast Quest
Reading Beast Quest.
and watching Doctor Who again.
But no, it's genuinely a thing. It's just like this. There's like pros and cons to like cultural
Yeah, of course.
homogeny. Like obviously we have more choice now than ever.
Yeah.
But even there's like just an expectation that you need to like set so much time
Yeah.
to watch this entire series. You can't dabble.
I don't think you could make Lost nowadays.
Could make Lost.
I think if it was a bingeable series on Netflix,
It
it
goes
would have
in.
got
It goes in.
spoiled.
What? It goes in one year and out the other.
yeah.
You need time to process these kind of things.
Yeah, and I think because all reads leads me back to Doctor Who. One of the most interesting things of like Doctor Who is the mystery boxes.
Yeah.
And spoilers for the newest season of Doctor Who, even though if you haven't watched it, this will make no sense. Like the whole thing of like, who is Mrs. Flood? I don't fucking like the reveal it's the Rani, but every week being like, oh, are we gonna find out
Yeah.
what's happening? Oh, I'm not someone, I don't always look online for theories, but I do love hearing what other people think.
Yeah.
And even like kind of teasing our friends who don't know what's going on and being like, what do you think?
Yeah.
Even though they don't have a fucking clue.
Yeah.
And it's the same sort of thing with like, I love the idea of these shows where you can watch them week by week. And fuck it, maybe I will just chuck an episode of Lost on. You know, we were talking earlier about like how our YouTube has kind of been dead this week.
Yeah.
Maybe if I'm just sat and it's like I don't want to watch a full movie, maybe I'll just watch an episode of Lost.
Yeah.
I just gradually watch it, and then in like 5 years' time, I'll know what's happened. Which, you know, realistically, like you said, when they were watching it and it was airing, yeah, they did have to wait 5 years.
Yeah.
For the, like,
Well, not just like whilst they're airing, but also the gaps in between. That's like gone.
Yeah,
as well now,
yeah.
So
that's true.
you just need to learn some restraint.
You do. Everything's so fast nowadays. All those little brains and.
Whilst you were sleeping, I was up doing crunches, buy my supplements, watch Lost 1 episode a week.
Anyway, Lost. So we would both greenlight it.
Absolutely.
We might watch it.
Shocker, one of the most acclaimed pilots is good.
I'm glad because when I watched part 1, I was kind of disappointed by the ending. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, am I going to be going against the norm? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to.
No, we need to become iconoclasts. We need to start hating on everything.
Yeah.
We've been too kind on these pilots.
Honestly, we need to watch a stinker.
Yeah, we need to watch a stinker. But even the ones we got lined up are like, we're all good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let me Google worst pilot of all time.
Well, the thing is, though, if a pilot's like that shit.
yeah.
I mean, when we watched the Seinfeld one, that one's like kind of mediocre at best.
Oh, who's the worst? I just googled worst pilot, and it's like, who's the worst pilot you've ever flown with? Worst TV
How
pilot.
about that pilot in fucking Lost? It's fucking garbage, man.
Several television pilots have been widely criticized for being poorly written. One example is the unaired pilot of Game of Thrones, which was so bad it required extensive reshoots.
Oh, yeah, I know about this.
I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, we'll do Game of Thrones. Is this the best thing J.J. Abrams has made?
From what I've seen, probably.
Have you seen Super 8?
Yeah, but like not since fucking, I don't know, when did that come out?
Like 2012?
Yeah. Yeah, not since like early 2010s, mid 2010s.
Is this the best Damon Lindelof thing you've seen?
Probably. I'm not a big fan of the Star Treks. And what was the other thing I said he worked on?
Watchmen.
Watchmen. Oh, well, I do like Watchmen, but
Have you seen the show?
not all of it.
How much have you seen? Have you seen the good episode?
You
know,
probably
the
not, though.
episode. The episode
No,
from
that
Watchmen.
must
No.
not have. Must
Okay,
not
you'd
have,
know it.
because I would know if you. I think I only watched like the first 2 episodes.
Okay, I really don't like Watchmen, but I really like the one episode.
Okay, cool. I'll have to watch Watchmen. I'll just watch the one episode.
Okay, that's fine. You honestly could.
Yeah, probably, actually.
It's like a flashback episode.
One of my notes is, Saeed is a Republican guard. Google this. I did not. So, who knows?
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, he's in the Gulf War, wasn't he?
He was in the Gulf War.
On the side of the Gulf.
The island is so pretty. Hike? You are mountain climbing.
Yeah! Jesus Christ. Yeah, when they were looking up, it's like, surely there's a better route than just climbing the like cliffside of it.
We've been on some walks before, and I like to sometimes be like going on hikes, and it's like, no, realistically, it's just walking.
Yeah.
Fuck me, if you tried to get me on a walk like that, I struggle to walk as it is. Oh yes, another funny line I liked. So, I've never been so happy to hear the French.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I wrote that down as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh wait, what do you think of the opening title?
I like it.
You like it?
I think it's a vibe.
Fun fact: it was done on on J.J. Abrams' laptop during sound mixing.
That is quite fun.
Yeah,
I'm sad though because it's like the first time we haven't got anything to sing.
yeah.
Well, we just do like.
What was the song Charlie was singing? Maybe we could sing that.
You all, everybody.
Hello, everybody. That was pretty good.
That was really good, actually.
Yeah, we
Damn, maybe we should join Drive Shaft.
Yeah, honestly. We don't do heroin yet.
Yet.
If this podcast takes off, I will happily do heroin.
On air.
On air.
Yeah.
On air. Pilot. We could recreate the episode. We could recreate the part 2 where he's like running around.
He's running around. Oh, that would stress me out so much. Honestly, I see shit like that on planes. Someone will look at me wrong on a plane, and I'll be like, I'm going to die. Honest.
Yeah, you look over to me, you're just like, damn, this bitch is going to kill me.
This bitch is going to kill me. I genuinely think one of the reasons I struggle to sleep on planes, and just outside in general, is I'm afraid I'm going to snore.
You're going to snore?
Yeah. Can you imagine, like, you've slept next to me many times.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being next to me on a plane and I'm snoring at my usual volume?
That's true. But then again, it might get genuinely drowned out by the general hum of the airplane.
Either way, it's not possible for me.
Yeah.
But, Yeah.
That's it. I think.
We're on. There we go. Oh look, we've been on an island this whole time because our plane crashed.
Oh
and
my
look,
god!
we're being
Wait, hold on.
rescued.
Hold on, let me get this at a distance. Oh my god! We're on an island!
Where are we?
Where are we?
Where are we?
Holy fuck, there's a turbine!
That was really good.
There you go. Now sound like it's far away.
That's actually...
You're not even going to edit it to the beginning of it.
What are we doing next time?
What are we going to... I think, yeah, because this episode was supposed to be Breaking Bad, and then we're just like, oh,
Then
let's
we,
do Lost.
we swapped them around.
Yeah, because we wanted to try...
Something that we'd never seen before.
Yeah, so now we're going to do Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
I'm excited.
Yay.
I love Breaking Bad.
That's gonna be
love Breaking Bad.
It's going to be really hard not to binge all
Yeah, I
Breaking
know.
Bad.
Yeah,
Especially because I'm not in work.
Yeah.
I have to stop myself at the first episode.
Yeah, and then we'll be doing fucking Jesse and Walter impressions.
Oh, God. Good luck for next week. When, we do
Wait,
Breaking Bad.
why we just do this?
Oh, you think we're insufferable now?
Yeah, I know. Anyway. Bye! Wait, can I do it? Bye! Transmission now submitting. Please rescue us from the island of Lost. For next week, we'll be going to Breaking Bad. Just splice that in. Who gives a fuck?